So this week on the DIY van build, we are preparing to start installing all of our stuff to the inside of our van. And we're building a true 4-season van. But before we do that, we need to test all these components that are on the roof and have been sealed to make sure they don't leak. And we need to go through all these parts behind me, do a bit of a dry fit. It's going to give you a bit of a layout of the van. And I need to go through these to ensure all the parts are there, they're right, not broken, working. Because some of this stuff's been here for a while and I don't want an issue on returning like what we did with the awning. Because we got pretty lucky with that, let me say. And this box here is worth $7,000. Can you believe that? $7,000. So I want to open it up, go through it, make sure everything's right. So that's what we're doing this week. So if you're new here, my name's Jeff Dares, this channel's Dares Drives, and we are currently converting a 2019 Mercedes Sprinter van 4x4 into an overland roaming home in which we're going to travel the continent with. So if you're into that kind of thing, maybe hit that subscribe button. Now if you have been here before, you know we've been doing a video once a week in which we're laying out the process of building this roof step by step. We started with the windows, then we went to the roof vents, then we put 400 watts of solar on, put an awning on, a Wi-Fi booster, and a whole bunch of fog lights and security lights and cameras. Now all those items, they went on first because they had to get drilled through the roof or through the side of the body, which means they have the potential of leaking. So I'm just gonna add water to the roof and see if it worked. See if our projects were successful or not. Because if they are gonna leak, this is the time to find out, and this is the time to fix it. So I'm gonna come out here and grab our hose, which is actually called an X hose. The reason why I call it by brand name is because if you haven't seen one of these hoses, I gotta share it with you. It's freaking cool. So as you see, it curls up nice and small. So it's all dry like this. It's like super light, and when you stretch it out, she's only about 50 feet long. But as soon as you turn that water on and it starts to grow, all of a sudden you notice I'm now on the front street and it's well over 100 feet long. That's right, she's a grower, not a shower. And then when you shut her back off, it shrinks right back down to where it started, nice and light. So although that's not what this video is about, I had to share it real quick just because it's freaking cool. But let's get back to the van. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hose and we're just gonna start spraying around all the windows first. So I'm gonna make sure I get into all the cracks and seams of the windows where they joined up to the van, just to ensure that we don't get any drip on the inside of the van. Oh shoot, I sprayed your face. That's better. So now that I've confirmed, none of our windows leaked at all. It's a perfect job. Now we're gonna move to the real test, which is up on the roof. Now from up here, I'm gonna take our hose head, and I'm gonna strap it up to the top of this bar up here. One click, somebody. Ooh, don't be spraying my camera. Let me get you out of the way. I'm gonna turn it on to shower mode, crank it on. So we'll just let it get really wet. My camera's getting soaking wet right now too. That's probably not a good thing. So now that this has been running for a good half hour or so now, we're gonna go in through the side door. And check out all our spots. Oh, listen to it. Sounds like it's raining. Oh, I wish I was camping right now. Man, oh man. We're gonna check all our bolts. This is where our fog lights go in, completely dry. This is where our Wi-Fi goes in, completely dry. Our fan mount, completely dry. Our other bolts for our rear fogs, completely dry. Yes, winning. So let's cut it down from here real quick. And we'll mount it up here. Let me get you out of the way. See? And after that one's gone for a good half hour or so, we'll go back into the van and we'll check this, which is dry. Check this one, which is completely dry. And all of our spots around our holes for our wires is all completely dry. So now I just gotta do it for one more angle, which is spraying down all those brackets underneath the awning to make sure none of those leak. Now I've already gone ahead and done it, just because you guys have seen enough water spraying. But let's go inside and see if there's any water. Oh, and I can see right off the bat, we have water inside the van. Which means, uh-oh. Look it, found it. It leaks. That one's dry. So it's just that one middle one. It's that individual one, the small piece with only one bolt, is leaking. We gotta pull the awning back down. Damn it! But that's why we did this right now. Good thing, right? So let me get a friend here, which is Jay again. And I am just gonna pull that awning right back down off the roof again. Okay. Put our lapping compound around the brackets, in which we've done before, and put it right back up. And then we'll test it and make sure it doesn't leak this time. Flatten it? Yeah. Front down. There we go, clips right in place.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, easy peasy. And there she is, back in place, all sealed up. You like that? This is the last time I have to use the double ladder technique. You see how crooked it is? Woo! That's what I've been playing with for 4 months. But now that's gonna be fixed. So let's go do that dry fit and we'll come back and retest that once it's all dry. Yeah! And that starts with these two boxes right here, which is our Thetford cassette toilet and our Icon shower pan. Now we're not gonna get too much into the actual product itself, but check this out. It's a pretty sweet pooper, isn't it? I think so. Now the empty spot in front of where the bathroom is, that's where we go grab these boxes. I'm gonna need this box, I'm gonna need this box, I'm gonna need this box. I'm not gonna need that box. I'm gonna need this box, which gives us all our materials for our power station. Now you probably could have figured that out because of all the wires coming down here, but basically we'll end up with 4 100 amp hour batteries, and then we'll have our 3000 watt inverter, our solar charge controller, charge panel, and of course all our plugs for all of our DC products, which is 12 volt. Pretty straightforward. But I'm very much a visual person, because I know when I did the drawings, everything from the dimensions was very tight. But now that I see it here, I can kind of put it together in my head a little better, you know what I mean? So we're gonna move from there and we're gonna move to in front of where the shower and toilet's gonna be. And that's where we get to the expensive box. Crash. We're gonna be okay. It was just a tape measure. So this box here, this is one of the most exciting products we have one of, but it is definitely by far the most expensive product we're putting inside the van. Now, as much as I'd love to lay it out on the table, show you what all the parts are inside this box, it's very complex, and it actually turns out that we didn't get all the parts. It didn't show up properly. Again, this is becoming one of the biggest challenges of the build, but that's not what this video is for. The main components are here, so let's go lay them in the van and I'll show you what it's gonna look like. And that is where all the main components are gonna sit, right there. Now yes, there will be walls in between this section here, so don't be alarmed, that's all gonna come in time. But this whole kit system that we bought here comes with everything we need so we can have hot water and hot air inside of our van. Now it comes with all our pieces. It comes with our digital thermostat, it comes with all the switches, it comes with the blower, the reservoir tank, as well as this little motor in which runs off of diesel fuel, meaning we don't need to carry propane with us, and it can run right off the fuel that the van already runs with, which is perfect. And it all fits in this small little square compartment, meaning above this unit is all a nice massive open area for a great closet for all our clothes and hanging and everything like that. And in the back corners of this right here is where we need these boxes. So these two boxes right here is our water tanks. So I already got one pulled out, and they'll sit right in the back of the van just like this. So this is 2 tanks, 20 gallons each or 75 liters. So with these water tanks, the reason why I separated shower water from fresh water was because on the shower here, I can now fill it from anything. I can fill it from a river, I can fill it from whatever I want, and I have one of these in this box right here that I'll be able to set up in front of the water tank, so after it gets pumped out, it goes through the water filter, then into the shower, just to ensure none of the sediment out of the river water or anything like that is going to get into our heat exchangers, causing corrosion or rust or whatever debris wrecking it. And on the freshwater tank side, what we're going to have is 3 of these boxes plus this box right here, which ends up looking like this in front of our freshwater or drinking water tank. This gives us a 3-stage filter system and also goes through this chrome tube, which is a UV light killing up to like 99% of bacteria that goes in your water or is in your water. This means, once again, with our drinking water now, we can fill up pretty much from anywhere and have safe drinking water anywhere we are in the world, including Mexico, my friend. But why I separate them is because I don't want my shower water going through the light and all those filter systems, because that's just overkill for shower water. For our drinking water, we're just gonna run up here to where our sink is and all that kind of. Now I don't have my sink or my fridge yet. I haven't actually purchased some. I'm still in a bit of a debate mode on that, but they are gonna fit right here in front of here. The counter is gonna go from the wheel well all the way to the halfway point on the door, about yay high. And in front of this door, actually, we have this box here. Now this is another box that's been here for a couple months and I haven't opened it yet. I'm hoping it's not gonna be another one of like all the other projects where we're missing parts, but we just gotta cross our fingers and pray. But this is our screen door. So we're gonna have a sliding screen door, custom fit into that hole of the door. So when we open up that sliding side door, we can close a sliding screen door and be 100% sealed from the bugs. But we're gonna have to use our imagination a little bit as to how it fits in on this door, because I can't really pull that out and dry fit it. It's a whole bunch of little pieces that all have to be made into this van specifically as we build it. So we're gonna move on back to the back of the van again. We're gonna have to use our imagination here a little bit because it's all pieces. I'm using 80/20, which I gotta assemble everything, all the framing, all that kind of stuff together. Again, can't really dry fit it right now. But back here, we're basically gonna have a U-shaped dinette and also a solid table down the center where the seats would be. So if you can imagine, this is a bench right here, this is a bench right here, and this is a bench right here, which could also fold into a bed if needed. We'll call it a spare bed, because for myself, I do not want to have to set up or tear down that bed every single time I get up or want to go to sleep. I'll tell you, I just wouldn't do it. I would stay as a bed all the time. We can't have that kind of thing. So if you've seen inside my garage, you know I have a full lift in my garage for my car. So it only makes sense that I have a lift in my home on wheels for me. And that's in this box here, which has been sitting in my garage once again for a few months. Now this is probably the second most expensive item. Pretty straightforward. It's a lift bed system. It's called a Happy Jack. Same thing you see in toy hauler RVs. We're gonna customize it to fit inside of our van. That way I can push a button, the bed comes down, I go to bed. I wake up, I push a button, the bed goes up, I sit at my table, have a cup of coffee. Don't even have to make the bed if I don't want to. It hides right up in the roof. The rest of these items, some of them I haven't opened yet. But basically it just comes down to strainers for our pumps, the lights that are going to go on the roof, as well as this here, which is our passenger seat swivel. So we can swivel that seat around and we'll be able to sit this direction on the passenger seat, stare out our door, stare back at our house, whatever it is we want to do on that particular moment. And that, my friends, is all the products going into our van and basically what our van build's gonna look like. So now that I've let everything set up top, let's grab our hose, let's spray everything back down again and see if our leak problem is fixed. And after running that hose like crazy, making sure everything was soaking wet, we're gonna open the door live again and see if everything's dry. You ready? And yes, no water at all on the floor. The bolt that was leaking is absolutely completely dry. That bolt, completely dry. Everything is 100% dry. We did it, it's fixed. And we've also shown you all the products in our van, making it a true 4-season floor plan. So we're gonna consider this project another one completed and in the books. We're gonna consider this video completed and in the banks. And we are gonna move on to the next one, moving forward, my friends. So if you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know, maybe consider doing so. No pressure, you do you. If you have subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course we will see you next Sunday. Perfect.